Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. Boy, oh boy, what a historic day. I watched the entire inauguration. I didn't want to cover it live because I didn't want my viewers and subscribers seeing me getting emotional, which I did. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to see a 42-year-old guy getting emotional on YouTube. So here I am after the emotional, after the kumbaya moments that we saw all day today in the Senate. The Kumbaya moments and all the celebrations that we saw today. I'm just happy that this has been an uneventful week so far. And my gut tells me that the rest of the week is also going to be fairly uneventful in the sense I expect it to be safe, I expect it to be normal, which is what we all need. We need a healthy dose of normal. Now, there are still some interesting news stories to report, and here I am for you. So let's just jump right in. On your screen, you'll see a tweet from Caitlin Collins. Biden read the letter that Donald Trump left him in the Resolute desk of the Oval Office, which is a tradition. It's a time honored tradition. We know that Obama wrote a letter to Donald Trump, and prior to that, we had a letter from George W. Bush to Obama, and so on and so forth. So here's a tweet on your screen from Caitlin Collins over at CNN, who reports that the president wrote a very generous letter, Biden says, referring to Trump. Because it was private, I won't talk about it until I talk to him, but it was generous. So, very interesting. It sounds like that Biden and Trump are going to speak. Keep in mind that other than the two debates that they had, and other than that, there was a phone call between them a few months prior to that these men have not spoken. So it'll be nice if Biden and Trump speak, and hey, if you want to know what's in that letter, I guess we'll have to wait until Biden decides to announce what was in that letter. So that's where things stand right now. In the meantime, it is now official. The Democrats control the Senate. In fact, Vice President Kamala Harris swore in the three new Democratic senators, Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff from Georgia, and Alex Padilla, who's taking over Kamala Harris's seat, Vice President Kamala Harris's seat in California, Senate seat. So this effectively means that the control of the Senate has now flipped over to Democrats because Democrats have 50 seats, Republicans have 50 seats, and Vice President Kamala Harris is now the tiebreaker vote. Now, in other news, China has banned many Trump cabinet officials from ever doing business or even visiting China and associated territories, and this includes 28 Americans, including Mike Pompeo and Peter Navarro. Also, in news that's closer to home and that's going to be more welcome to renters who are watching our videos, President Biden has extended the eviction moratorium, which was scheduled to end at the end of January. He has extended it all the way through March 31st, 2021, and this is a much needed lifeline for many. You'll see this tweet on your screen from Heather Long from the Washington Post. Heather mentions a Florida woman that she spoke with over the weekend was being threatened with eviction on the 1st of February, and now, fortunately, that Florida lady, as well as millions of other of our fellow Americans, can now rest easy until the end of March. Hopefully, they'll be able to get back on their feet by then. And I did mention Vice President Kamala Harris earlier. Let's take a look at a brief video clip of the Vice President swearing in the three new Democratic senators, giving Democrats majority control of the Senate. Let's take a look at this video.
Created by the resignation of former Senator Kamala D. Harris of California. Yeah, that was very weird. Okay. The certificates, the chair is advised, are in the form suggested by the Senate. If there be no objection, the reading of the certificates will be waived, and they will be printed in full in the record. If the senators elect and senator designate will now present themselves at the desk, the chair will administer the oath of office.
Mr. Ossoff, Mr. Padilla, Mr. Warnock.
Please raise your right hand. Okay. Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations.
In other super interesting news, then this was reported by NBC News, Amazon has extended to President Joe Biden any assistance that the US government might need with the distribution of the vaccine now. Amazon can pretty much get any package anywhere. Pretty much everything in and around my house was bought on Amazon, as I'm sure yours was. So Amazon can help with getting the vaccine to wherever it needs to get to. So in a letter to the President of the United States, Amazon Consumer CEO Dave Clark said Amazon stands ready to assist you. In fact, let's show you this letter on your screen right now. And you can see this letter that was dated today, which basically congratulates the President and the Vice President and says, hey, we're here to assist you. Here's a tweet on your screen from Reed Wilson, who's a correspondent for The Hill. And Reed points out the number one priority for the Biden administration, which is the pandemic. So the administration is going to focus on getting the pandemic under control. And speaking of getting the pandemic under control, here's a tweet on your screen from the U.S. Surgeon General, which reminds us to wear masks, wash hands, watch our distance, wait to gather when it's our turn, get vaccinated, and the most important thing, love one another, and that is what we need to do to improve health. I couldn't agree more. Now, here's some other reporting that's very interesting. One of the last things that Trump did was he revoked the executive order that banned administration officials from becoming lobbyists within 5 years of leaving government. Now, this is something that was instituted in 2017 with much fanfare as a way to, I quote, drain the swamp. But this has now been revoked, which means administration officials can now become lobbyists within 5 years of leaving the government. So let's show you this executive order on your screen right now. It says revocation of Executive Order 13770, and it says ethics commitments by executive branch appointees is effectively revoked at noon. Today, employees and former employees subject to the commitments in executive order will not be subjected to these commitments after noon today, which means that anybody could essentially leave the administration, the Trump administration, and become a lobbyist now, instantly. And while that happened, here's an interesting article on your screen from Bloomberg, and you'll see the headline of the article read, Biden to impose new restrictions on corporate lobbying. A new government ethics plan aims to ban shadow lobbying, and Trump revoked the ethics pledge banning staffers from lobbying. So essentially, what President Biden is doing is undoing a lot of things, including this thing that was done by President Trump. So it's going to be super interesting to see how the administrations evolve. Now, what I'm noticing is the stock market is remaining fairly steady at this time. And you'll see a tweet on your screen from Greg IP, who's an economics reporter for the Wall Street Journal. Greg reported that the S&P rose 14% between election day and inauguration. So, you know what? The stock market kept going up. Everyone started to do better if you had money in the stock market. And this is the strongest transition rally on record. It rose 6% during Trump's transition, which leads him, Greg, to reconsider the importance of taxes and regulations in market returns. A lot of Trump rally he thought was due to lower than expected corporate tax rate. Now, corporate tax rates are expected to be the same or potentially higher, but the market continues to rise, shows that the broad outlook in the economy, basically low interest rates, hopefully jobs coming back, the economy reopening, pent-up demand. It appears that the macro outlook, meaning the low interest rates, the fiscal growth, the vaccines are a huge part of this, are way more important than the short-term outlook. Hey, what happens if interest rates go up? What happens if taxes go up? What happens if regulations go up? Super interesting. This actually probably does indicate a new round of growth for the stock market. I've been investing heavily in the stock market, so that's what I've been doing. And here's a screenshot from Greg that shows the increase in the stock market after certain presidents won. So you can start to see this chart on your screen. The stock market went up with Ronald Reagan, George W. Bush. It went up with Bill Clinton. It went down with Obama because, there was a major crisis at that time. And then it went up with Obama, it went up with Trump, and it went up the most during the transition to the Biden administration. Take a look at this chart on your screen, and you'll see those sections in green represent the increase in the S&P 500 during the period after the election but before the inauguration. Pretty incredible if you look at these numbers, and they do tell a story about what the future economic outlook is, because the stock market is an indicator of future economic outlook for the most part. And President Biden is already starting to sign executive orders. You'll see this tweet on your screen from Andrew Feinberg, who says no more Sharpies. Well, we know that Trump had a fascination with Sharpies, and the first executive order from President Biden is wearing masks on federal property. Now, keep in mind, President Biden cannot mandate masks nationally. He can only request us to do it. I wear a mask whenever I step out, but he can mandate masks on federal property, including all over the White House. We know that people in the White House were all willy-nilly during the previous administration not wearing masks. The White House was the home of many super spreader events. But now, I don't think we'll see anyone on the White House without a mask, because masks are now mandated on federal property. Super interesting. Here's another image on your screen from NBC News. President Biden prepares to sign his first executive orders, and in an ironic picture, in an ironic contrast, Igor Bobik from the Huffington Post shows us this image of where we were 2 weeks ago in the United States Senate, and in this image where we are now with Vice President Kamala Harris sitting at the Vice President's chair. This is a fitting end to this video, showing us where we were and how far we've come in a short span of time. My phone's been blowing up. I've been getting calls, I've been getting text messages from my friends all over the country, from my business associates and people I know all over the world, essentially congratulating me. And I want to congratulate you, my fellow American. I believe in you. I will always be here for you. This is a new day, a new dawn for us, and the future is up. I encourage you to follow my channel. I encourage you to subscribe, because I will help you get to the next level. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. This right here is a little bit of information about me. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. We live in a new day and age. We have a new president, and I'm hoping that we can finally turn the chapter on the past and move forward together. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. We release videos every single day, and I encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. I would greatly appreciate that. You can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. You can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Now, the unique thing about Twitter is, I'll show you my Twitter feed right here. I read a lot and I retweet all the stuff I'm reading in real time. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll be able to understand what I'm reading. I'll retweet in real time, and you can get breaking news and alerts on Twitter. So please make sure to follow us on Twitter. This is the right moment for us to come together, to be united as a country, because the one thing that we can all agree on is that it's time to move forward together. For me, it's not about the red or the blue, it's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm American. We are all Americans first. So let's wish the new administration all the best. Let's wish President Biden all the best. Hello, President Biden. And let's wish Vice President Kamala Harris all the best. Hello, Vice President Harris. Let's wish them all the best, so that we can all be successful as a country, because this is a time again for us to move forward together. Please share this video with just 2 friends or family members. That's 2 friends or family members. I would greatly appreciate it. You'll find a link in the description section below to all our resources, so you can check them out for yourself. So definitely make sure you do that. And also, please comment below and become a part of our growing community. Our community is highly intelligent, highly respectful, bipartisan. So once again, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.